Speaker, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll start over again because I don't know where you lost me. But I was saying, Speaker, as ANC, we support the report or the item. We are supporting this item particularly because we know that it will unite our city. It will assist in us uniting the people of eThekwini who were very much divided during the times of unrest. But again, I think it will be unjust for my colleague that has spoken before me to say that the looting was as a result of the ANC factions, because I think if he was following the news and everything that was happening around us, people were mostly complaining and crying about the imbalances in the economic space. They were saying that they are unemployed, they are not even given equal opportunities than others, which of course, as the ANC government, we are still trying. So I think those that enjoys and benefit from the imbalances of the past and also enjoying or benefiting from the status quo will of course oppose this item, but we support it because we are for a united city and united communities of eThekwini. That is why even at committee level we approved it, and we said that we will also as members of the committee and as community leaders, as councillors, we will be in the forefront to ensure the success of these programs. We must also mention, Mamu Speaker, that we raised a concern when we approved that we need the PRC unit to send us a detailed program so that we be part of the programs. And it was not about ANC councillors, but whoever that feels that they are community leaders, they should be part of this program. Now-ke kuyadabukisa nje ukucabanga ukuthi khona abantu abakhethwa abantu ukuthi babamele, but again bamelane nama-programs afana nalawa, kusho ukuthi yilelo dlanzana that celebrates divisions ngoba bakhona banjalo abangakufuni ukuthula. Ngiyabonga kakhulu, Mama Speaker.
Thank you so much, Councillor Ntokozo. Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
No.
Agreed.
DA, are you against or are you abstaining on the item?
Against.
The DA is against. Who else is against?
None, Madam Speaker.
ANC? 4.
We for.
The 4.
4 are for.
ACDP?
4, Madam Speaker.
MF? MF, are you for? DLC? DLC is 4. TA? TA? Mosa?
4, Madam Speaker.
For APC? We've lost the APC and the TA.
4.
MF is 4. TA?
I'm supporting it.
The MF is supporting TA. APC? We've lost the 2.
Against?
Who's against?
TA, Madam Speaker.
TA is against. TA is against. APC,
Hello?
APC,
That for?
APC is for. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item 4.7, request for approval of creating a globally competitive smart city through digital transformation strategy for cemeteries and crematoria under Parks and Recreation and Culture Unit. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item 4.8, request for approval to support and partially fund the 21st International Conference on AIDS and Sexually Transmitted Infections in South Africa from the 6th to the 11th of December 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
4.9, request for approval to revise 2021-2022 capital budget for agroecology unit. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
4.10,
DA?
Sorry, I said agreed. I was just a bit
Okay, thank you.
turning my page.
The recommendation is carried.
4.10, request for approval to relocate Sea Cow Lake Clinic services to 202 Smithfield Road, F number 836, Canville. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 4.11, progress report on development of cemetery and crematoria or memorial park in Mount Edgecombe, Ottawa. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item 4.12, request for approval to reprioritize 2021-2022 approved capital budget for the Parks, Recreation and Culture Unit. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation
Agreed.
is carried.
Item 4.13, request for approval to implement sport and recreation unit programs for 2021-2022 financial year. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed. Agreed.
Agreed.
Madam Speaker, now on to item number 5, which is the report of Special Economic Development and Planning Committee for their meeting, which was held on the 16th of the 9th, 2021. First item is 5.1, which is the request for adoption of proposed agribusiness rental traffic. Committee recommends. Tariffs, rather. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 5.2, Business Empowerment and Information Dissemination Program for 2021-2022. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item 5.3, approval for eThekwini Municipality to enter collaboration and materials transfer agreement with Life Plan Project. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
The recommendation
Agreed.
is carried.
Item 5.4, request for approval and authority for sponsorship of International Junior Miss South Africa. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item 5.5, request for authority to host Township and Rural Investment Summit in November 2021 at Inkosi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 6, eThekwini Municipality Proactive Land Release Strategy Committee recommends.
Councillor S. Maharaj from the Minority Front.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the Minority Front supports this bold move by the municipality to focus on land to address wealth inequality, for it is the unequal ownership of land that is still creating big divisions in our society. This empowerment opportunity is rightly open to all Black South Africans, which includes Africans, Indians, and Coloureds. However, the Minority Front has reservations regarding the application of Section 21F of the Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act and proposes that it be deleted to ensure a fair process whereby previously disadvantaged communities are given land redress. And we further propose that precautionary measures should be put in place to ensure that those who enjoy political patronage are not the sole beneficiaries of this program. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor S. Kaunda from the ANC.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We support this program. We believe that it will address the imbalances of the past so that the community who are not given an opportunity will be also able to get opportunities in those prime areas. I'm happy that the previous speaker had mentioned the definition of black, because that's a misunderstanding that normally other parties they were using, that this is meant for African, it meant for blacks, which is Indian, Coloureds, and Africans. Those people, those communities will be getting a fair share in terms of this distribution of the land. So we believe this is by the city to ensure that our small businesses, our emerging businesses are also getting a stake in the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is the recommendation agreed?
No.
Agreed.
Are you against? DA?
Sure am.
Yes. Okay. Who else is against?
Not the MF.
Yes,
The
not
MF is for. They support this.
I see that. Very interesting.
Not
is-
white.
TA is against.
TA is against. ACTP?
Against. Madam
ACTP
Speaker.
is against. DLC?
Against, Madam Speaker.
Against. TA? Mosa?
Against, Madam Speaker.
TA, you haven't responded. They did.
TA is against, Madam Speaker.
TA is against. APC?
At 4.
APC is for the big four. ANC? 4. The 4.
The big four is 4.
Okay. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 7, proposed long-term lease on Evans 680 to 686 Kwamashu P, situated in Mduduzi Msomi Road, number 22867 Street, Lindanzama Road, for commercial purposes as depicted on plan number SJ 4768/2. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. The recommendation is carried.
Item number 8, addendum report, launch of hostel to Ekas Sports Festival. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Recommendation. DA?
Voting against.
DA is voting against. Who else is against?
None.
No. Aibo.
I vote. Most is against, Madam Speaker.
Mosa is against. APC
Is for.
APC is for. TA
TA is against.
TA is against. DLC
Madam Speaker, ACDP is against.
ACDP is against. MF
Against.
MF is against. DLC DLC Independent.
Big Four is for.
The big four is 4. ANC is 4. We're missing on the DLC. DLC.
DLC is against.
DLC is against. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On to item number 9, preparations for local government elections 2021 committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
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 Recommendation is carried.
Item number 10, noting of approval in terms of Rule of Order 28, subsection 1B for the burial assistance of people killed during civil unrest in Phoenix. Committee recommends.
Councillor S. Maharaj from the Minority Front.
Chair, the MF supports this move by His Worship the Mayor and urges that the criminals responsible for the deaths of innocent people in Phoenix be speedily apprehended and prosecuted. The Minority Front and the majority of the Indian communities in KZN, and particularly those living in Phoenix, have never supported the lawlessness of the criminal elements in Phoenix. Thank you.
Thank you, MF. Councillor Pillay from the DLC.
Madam Speaker, it is very important that we address this matter with the sensitivity it deserves. What has been happening this past month, the community of Phoenix has been labeled racist, and it was because of a few people, opportunist people, who were trying to play politics that have fanned the flames of racism. If you were to come to Phoenix now, Madam Speaker, and all the time, people in Phoenix are working together, they're socializing together, and this is the reality. We must stop listening to perceptions. I think, Madam Speaker, it's very important that the city treads very carefully and not allow these people to demonize what we have been doing for so many years, for building relationships of people, bringing them together. Madam Speaker, the DLC will support any program that will bring about social cohesion.
Your time is
in
up,
our
sorry. The next person to speak is the mayor. Before the mayor speaks, can I ask for your indulgence, colleagues? The mayor has an emergency. He has to leave. I'm sure after he'll stay until the end of this report. And then can we allow him to give his report, MFMA report, now before he leaves? I will then ask him to debate on the issue at hand. And then when we finish this report, he'll give his MFMA report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The African National Congress would like to join its leadership for declaring the incident of Phoenix as a Phoenix massacre. Secondly, we acknowledge that communities of Phoenix, Inanda, Guamash, Ntuzuma, and surrounding areas, they've been living together for decades without big challenges. But what transpired during the July unrest is the element where some communities took initiatives to defend their properties, to defend their businesses, which was highly commendable. But within exercising that right, there were those who got an opportunity, who were opportunistic, to start perpetuating the element of racism. Hence, as African National Congress, we are not afraid in this council meeting and to say in the public that those who were involved in killing people in Phoenix were not just criminals, but those are racist. Those are racists that must be isolated from the community. Because if you look at the incidents and people who became the victims of these incidents, those are honest people, defenseless people who are vulnerable women and the youth and children. A 3-year child shot to death whilst that child was fetched from hospital by her mother, who is 26 years old. So they were not armed, and the driver of the Uber, who was then requested to assist them to go back to their respective residence, was killed in front of the 26-year-old women. So for coming here to claim that there were no element of racism, we are aware, Honorable Speaker, that the Democratic Alliance would like to play politics on this incident. They would like to defend the racists who killed our people in Phoenix and try to cover up for them and say it was just a pure criminal. We are not expecting the court to tell us. We were there in Phoenix as the leadership of this council. We converged with many communities from this area to Zuma.
Is that a point of order?
It is, Speaker.
Yes, Councillor Graham, Mayor, there's a point of order.
Speaker, no one from the DA has spoken on this item, but the Mayor has just claimed, once again in a race to the bottom, that the DA have defended murderers. Please, can that be withdrawn?
You want to be?
I want the Mayor to withdraw the claim that the DA has defended murderers.
But Mayor, the DA hasn't spoken on the item. But Mayor, please unmute. Pardon? Oh, okay. But Mayor, please, you've been kicked out. Just wait. We try.
Therefore, I'm not prepared to withdraw.
Supported, Mayor. We support you 100%. You are correct. Witnesses and EXCO.
Madam Speaker, Phoenix massacre is something that must be rejected in the society.
Speaker, it's Councillor Graham. Point of order.
Yes, what's the point of order?
You need to rule on my point of order, Speaker. You are the chairperson of this meeting.
I had
and I have a specific point of order to you. And I would like you to please.
But Mayor, the DA has not spoken on the issue. Let's discuss the issue, all the issues that were discussed. Can we do that?
Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, we must all read the report which is before us. There are sentiments that the DA raised. And we are not in a church here. We are in the council where we debate matters openly and politically. So I'm not going to be saying the DA must be massaged. So the political organization and the ANC is a revolutionary movement. So therefore, we must be allowed to debate issues openly here.
Is that a point of order again?
A point of order.
Yes, Councillor Graham.
The rules of order are quite specific. If a member of this council deviates from the rules of order, we can draw points of order to that specific deviation, and you need to rule on it. I'm not asking for the mayor's opinion on the matter. I'm asking you to rule.
I have
Claiming-
made a ruling that the DA hasn't said anything, so the mayor must continue discussing what was discussed.
Okay, but he needs to withdraw that, because if I said
You
that
can't tell me what to say now. You can't tell me what to say.
But the rules say that. That's what the rules say. You can't say someone's defending a murderer.
That's how
in a
I have ruled on this matter, that the DA hasn't said anything. The mayor must not continue with what the DA is saying. Let's allow the mayor to speak.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In brackets, you can see that they abandoned the meeting on the basis that they were defending the constituency which they claim to be having a finish. So, but to continue with the debate, the African National Congress has got a firm conviction that for us to address the matters which happened during the unrest and the Phoenix massacre in particular, we need to apply social cohesion programs. But those social cohesion programs, Madam Speaker, should not only be informed by the peace walks and the gatherings and all of that. They need to be informed by how do we then effect radical socio-economic transformation so that we can have these communities coexisting, working together, so that there is no community which sees itself on the space of being slavery rather than being part of the community. So we need to inject more resources to bring them together, but to open up the Phoenix industrial economy so that communities, the surrounding communities who are making significant contribution to that economy, they will start benefiting in that economy in an effective manner. So that's how the African National Congress look at how these things can be resolved. But part of the interventions which we made, Honorable Speaker, when we brought these committees together, we said there is constitution in this country, we are not a banana republic. So if committees rise to the occasion to defend themselves, they should do that within the ambit of the law. So there are no residents who have the authority to have the blockage of vehicles. And even when they conduct such blockages, but you'll find that those are directed through the racial cards, that if you are an African, you'll be stopped and you'll be treated unfairly, but if the other race comes, then it becomes a problem. Hence, we said to those communities, work together. In eThekwini as a city, we are a diverse community. There is no community which still remains as a white community in eThekwini. There is no Indian community in eThekwini. There is no colored community in eThekwini, because we live together in an integrated manner. So therefore, it necessitates that whatever interventions we do, communities rise to the occasion, come together to defend themselves as communities, not one racial group on the expense of other racial groups who reside within that area. If we can do that, we'll be building a cohesive society, a society that embraces our unity in diversity. Madam Speaker, the African National Congress is resolute. Let us go and work with these communities to rebuild these communities, to rebuild the economy, but to open up economy through the construction of our economy, so that those who have been locked out of the mainstream economy are afforded the opportunity to participate. So all social cohesion programs should talk to how economic opportunities are made available for all communities. Because eThekwini, Madam Speaker, belongs to all who live in it. I thank you.
Thank you. Is the recommendation agreed?
Noted.
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 For noting, Chair.
Yes.
Unifying Mayor.
The recommendation is noted. Is carried. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 11, noting of approval in terms of Rule of Order 28,
Sorry,
subsection
Speaker.
1B.
I thought you have begged for the indulgence. of the council?
No, I had said we've only got a few items left until we finish this item, this report, but Mayor, can you do it after we finish
Okay.
this report?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Right.
Item number 11, Madam Speaker, it's the noting of approval in terms of Rule of Order 28, subsection 1B for the civic funeral of Mr. Winfred Ntantla Gumede. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation noted?
Noted.
Noted.
Noted. The recommendation is carried.
Item number 12, approval to
Sorry,
implement.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
On item number 11, just before we move on, right at the bottom it says cost 50 million. And in the recommendation it says 50,000.
Or can we correct this? At the bottom, it's not 50 million, it's 50. Financial implications. Thank you so much. This will be corrected.
Item number 12, approval to implement interactive public and cultural museum programs in line with Plan number 6 of the IDP and SDBIP, as well as UNESCO City of Literature Award for financial year 2021-2022. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed. We're abstaining from the speaker, please.
The DA is abstaining. Who else is abstaining? ANC is for.
ANC is for.
The big four.
Big Four is for.
For ACDP. MF. DLC. TA. DLC, we're listening. DLC.
DLC is for.
DLC is for. TA.
TA supports.
TA supports. Mosa.
For.
For. APC.
For.
For. ACDP.
For.
For. MF.
For.
For.
I support, yeah.
Yeah. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 13, it's Go Durban Cycling Academy and Activity Mobility Program. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 14, request for budget reprioritization for computer equipment purposes. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 15, Durban Natural Science Museum Public and Cultural Programs. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 16, request for authority for Parks, Recreation and Culture Unit to utilize unspent grants as at 30 June 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. We've come to the end of the first report.
There is one report, 17.
Item number 17, Madam Speaker.
Item number 17, sorry.
Item number 17, Madam Speaker, noting of approval in terms of Rule of Order 28, subsection 1B for the civic funeral of Councillor Kanagamba Rani Pillay. Committee recommends.
Is recommendation agreed? Is it noted?
Noted.
Noted.
The recommendation,
Noted.
the recommendation is carried.
If we were playing a game like a
Aye,
DA will
Chief
say
Whip.
so.
No, Chief Whip. No, Chief Whip. You are not allowed. I haven't given an opportunity to speak. Can we then move to the item that I had requested that we allow the mayor to report in terms of MFMA. But Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the council indulgence. Since I do not have the deputy mayor, I'll request the member of the executive, Councillor Diana Woodzak, to take over and perform the executive committee responsibilities on behalf of the mayor. So thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Amakosi asenjunkulu, akona phakathi kwethu, amakhansela wonke, amalungu omphakathi, sibingelele osomabhizinisi abakhona, nalabo abasey'ndabeni, abasakaza indaba kwi-media. Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to address you as you conclude the Heritage Month and urging closer to the local government election in November this year. We continue to encourage our residents to exercise their democratic right to choose a government that will improve their living conditions. Honorable Speaker, thousands of our fellow countrymen lost their lives fighting for the right to vote and the recognition of full citizenship of our beloved country. Therefore, we must always exercise this right in honor of those who sacrifice their lives. Honorable Speaker, citizens across the world continue to fight for these most basic rights, and South Africa, with all its challenges, remains the envy of the world for having peaceful transitioned from the brutal apartheid system to democracy. As you may recall, the political violence that threatened to derail our path to democracy was swiftly dealt with by strong, visionary, and decisive leadership of the lives of Nelson Mandela and other struggle stalwarts. Therefore, the current generation has a responsibility to make this project of establishing an equal and just society as envisioned by Madiba a success. Colleagues, as the leadership of eThekwini, we are proud of the positive strides we have made in the past 5 years in ensuring that we run a financially stable, sustainable city that is able to render quality services to its people. While we acknowledge the shortfalls and challenges we have also encountered, we celebrate the contributions we have made towards ensuring service delivery is accelerated to improve the lives of our people for the better in eThekwini. Honorable Speaker, we want to assure the residents of our city that although the term of office of the current leadership is coming to an end, as the municipality Asimile Siyakuba will continue to ensure that our municipality is functional and deliver quality services to our communities. Honorable Speaker, it is a matter of public record that as the city will continue to run a financially stable, sustainable municipality. This has been confirmed by the assessment that was conducted by National Treasury through its financial management capability and maturity model for 21-22 years financial year. The results of this assessment indicate that the city has improved in maintaining and implementing sound and effective financial management practices for the long-term sustainability and improvement of service delivery. Colleagues, we are also proud to report that despite the constrained environment occasioned by COVID-19, our revenue collection continues to be at 95%, which is in line with the budget, and it keeps the city financially stable for a foreseeable future. Honorable Speaker, in the past 5 years, we have constantly received unqualified audit opinions and managed to significantly reduce irregular expenditure by 54%. Again, this demonstrates that eThekwini municipality is counted among the best metros in the country when it comes to governance and financial management. Honorable Speaker and colleagues, in fact, This has been confirmed by rating agencies, the global credit rating agents and many other agencies who have commended us for our ability to collect revenue and servicing our debts. We also pride ourselves that during this period, we have been able to stabilize the city both politically and administratively. All vacancies at top management level have been filled as required by the legislation. We are also delighted to report to the nation that out of 3 heads who have recently been appointed, all of them, they are women. That shows more interest from ourselves as the ANC-led municipality that gender parity to us, it means a lot, and we are adhering to it. Honorable Speaker, as leadership, we are also dealing decisively with corruption and maladministration.
But Mayor, I don't know whether we have a point of order.
It is a point of order, Speaker.
Yes.
My understanding is that this is a report of the Mayor in terms of the MFMA, which is a specific report on the implementation of the budget and the finances of the city. There seems to be some kind of farewell campaign speech. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Maybe the Mayor can call a press conference if he wants to do that, but this is quite a specific item in terms of the MFMA. It's not just the general address by the Mayor. Can I please ask
Let's
the Mayor,
allow the Mayor to speak, Councillor Graham, please.
the Speaker, it's in terms of the agenda. We don't all just get to discuss what we want to discuss.
Let him speak.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, but Mayor.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I think the Honorable Member must listen attentively to the report. It talks to MFMA, unless if she doesn't understand and she hasn't read MFMA. So can I be allowed to continue?
Continue.
Thank you. As the leadership of the city, we are also dealing decisively with corruption and maladministration. That is also part of MFMA. We have reduced the backlogs of disciplinary cases from 333 cases to 84 cases. As a result of this process, some employees have been suspended and others have decided to resign even before the conclusion of their cases. Honorable Speaker, we continue to work towards strengthening consequence management within the municipality as we seek to root out wrongdoing which threatens service delivery to our communities. We want to assure the residents of our city that we remain committed to building a clean and responsive government. Colleagues, our service delivery record speaks for itself since 2016. Out of 1,159,272 households in eThekwini, we have been able to deliver clean drinking water to 960,504. Access to sanitation services has reached to 853,239 residents. As a caring city, we continue to provide 585,191 indigent households with free water services. It's part of our responsibility and the budget. In our efforts to provide shelter and restore dignity of our people, the city has been able to create over 21,000 housing opportunities in the past 5 years. This has given practical meaning to one of the principles of the Freedom Charter, which I quote, "There shall be houses, security and comfort," I close quotes. To improve road infrastructure, particularly in rural and township communities, 1,237 kilometers of access roads have been rehabilitated since 2016. And 94 kilometers of access roads in rural and township areas have been upgraded from gravel to surface road. That is budget. Our electricity provision was sitting at 75% in 2016. Today, it is at 72% due to rapid urbanization. All this demonstrates we are a government at work. Honorable Speaker, towards the conclusion, colleagues, in the last 5 years, we have been able to unlock large-scale private investment of more than 14 billion rand, and we are also having a build-up of anticipating 217 billion foreign direct investment and domestic investment, which will create more than 200,000 jobs. Honorable Councillors, our economic recovery plan remains the blueprint in our path to safeguard current jobs, whilst at the same time, we strive to stimulate economic activity to ensure there is positive growth. Through this economic recovery plan, eThekwini Municipality was the only metro in the country that was able to attract the foreign direct investment of 3.4 billion rand during this lockdown. It is very same strategy that involves business, communities, and government, which has helped us achieve a solid reconstruction and rebuilding plan from July 7th onwards. The damage caused by riots 2 months ago will remain with us for generations to come. But working together with other stakeholders, we must ensure this does not happen again. Honorable Speaker, colleagues, will not rest until universal goal of a better life for all our people is achieved. We call upon the people of eThekwini to continue to work with us as we commit ourselves to do even better in the next administration by putting people first. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Bab Mayor. Now we move on. We are not going to do the supplementary agenda because it's the MPEC report, but we'll move to second supplementary agenda. Colleagues, can we do that? As the mayor has said, he has requested that Councillor Diane Huzek leads. Can I now invite Councillor Huzek to present the report?
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker. I present the second report of the Executive Committee, meeting held on the 28th of September 2021.
Acting City Manager.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, once again. The first report is the report of Human Settlements and Infrastructure Committee in their special meeting held on the 22nd of the 9th, 2021. Item 1.1, request for authority to transfer funds from consultants and professional services vote to fund locomotion allowance for 2 quality assurance officers during the 2021-2022 financial year. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Speaker, we're abstaining on the item, please.
Agreed.
The DA is abstaining. Who else is abstaining?
Madam Speaker, the ACDP is abstaining as well.
ACDP is abstaining. MF? MF, where are you?
I'm abstaining as well.
MF
is abstaining.
MF is abstaining. DLC? DLC? ACDP? ACDP? Or they're abstaining. DLC? TA?
TA is abstaining.
TA is abstaining. Mosa?
For.
APC? APC?
APC 4.
For DLC is, yeah, DLC? DLC? The big 4?
Big 4 is 4.
4. ANC?
ANC is 4, Madam Speaker.
4. DLC, are you still here? DLC. DLC. Who hold DLC, please indicate. DLC asingambalini. DLC. Yes, DLC. Okay, the recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 2 is authority to transfer funds to project number Y8848 Kennedy Road, sewerage rising main. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed. Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item 1.3, request for approval of a eThekwini Water Services Development Plan. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item 1.4, proposed alienation of portion 84 and 195 of 83 of F716 Brickfield on plan number SJ4790/2. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
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 The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.5, request for permission to enter into a memorandum of understanding in respect of construction of Go Durban IPTN Corridor 1, commonly known as C1, work package number 5 between eThekwini Municipality and Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.6, proposed closure of public open space and lease on remainder of F5231 Pinetown, plan number SJ4504/4. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.7, proposed alienation of F731 Kwamashu G by public tender on plan number SJ4741/3. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.8, proposed alienation of F1480 Mzomuhle by direct negotiations for worship purposes. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
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 The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.9, proposed alienation of proposed portion A of F2603 Umlazi E by direct negotiations for worship purposes. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item 1.10, proposed alienation of proposed portion A of F1928 Kwatabega A by direct negotiations for worship purposes on plan number SJ4786/7. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item 1.11, proposed long-term lease of portion 4, portion 5, portion 6, portion 7, and portion 8, all of F712 Brickfield, situated at number 32-40 Lacey Road, for parking purposes as depicted on plan number 4724/6. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.12, request for approval of allocation guideline and proposed criteria for phases 2A and 2B of Conubia Integrated Human Settlement Project. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.13, request for permission to enter into Memorandum of Understanding in respect of construction of Go Durban IPTN Corridor 1, work package number 5 between eThekwini Municipality and Transnet Freight Rail Agency. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.14, request for authority for acquisition of land for project number
The recommendation is carried.
Item 1.15, request to increase free pay. Of 1.2627 hectares on 52 Circuit Road, Westmead, Pinetown for City Fleet on SG diagram number 1755/1981. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
On item number 1.17, modification of 132 kV Clearwater Hillcrest overhead transmission line to accommodate the proposed Giba Business Park expansion.
Ubando.
Kuba, Mamu Speaker, Kuba, Mamu
Okay,
Speaker.
let's move. Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. The
Agreed.
recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We are on to item 1.19, deproclamation process of Main Road 385, along with support roads D140, P430, P431, D816, D657, Hammersdale. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 1.20, KZN Department of Transport roads upgrade by eThekwini Municipality through Consolidated Municipal Infrastructure Program. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Now on to number 2, which is a council resolution amendment, proposal to enter into a memorandum of understanding with different NGOs to improve gender-based violence responses in eThekwini. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
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 The recommendation is carried.
Item number 3, request for additional funding to cater for overtime expenditure in respect of Fire and Emergency Services Unit. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 4, unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure reduction strategy. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 5, Parks, Recreation and Culture programs for implementation in the 2021-2022 financial year. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Speaker, we voted against that.
Oh, sorry.
Item 5.
Item 5, the DA is voting against. Who is with the DA against? Who is for?
The ANC is for.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes. Who is?
APC is for.
APC is for.
APC is for.
Big 4 is for.
Big 4 is for. Musa?
Musa for.
Musa. ACDP is for. MF? Musa is for, not the TA. The TA has not responded yet.
The MF is against, Madam Speaker.
The MF is against.
The TA is for, Madam Speaker.
The TA is for.
The MF is against.
The MF is against. DLC is not back. Okay.
Madam Speaker, I know you are an ACDP member because you voted on my behalf. I'm against and not for. Sorry about that.
No.
MF,
You want me to disclose which party I belong to? I belong
You've
to.
made it known
I
already,
belong
Madam
to the
Speaker, by
African
voting
National
for.
Congress. Okay. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Item 6.
We are on item number 6, budget statement report for the month ended on the 31st of July 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation?
Noted.
Item 6, yes.
Item number 7, budget statement report for the month ended 31st of August 2021. Committee recommends.
Recommendation noted.
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 Item number 8, report on eThekwini municipality.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, we have a speak on item 7.
I don't have a speaker on item 7. I have a speaker on item number 8. Councillor McPherson.
Councillor McPherson is a speak on item 7, Madam Speaker.
So there's no speaker on item 8.
There's no speak on item 8.
Okay. Let's allow Councillor McPherson to speak on the item.
Thank you. I'm going to speak slowly and deliberately. I'm Rory from the Democratic Alliance, and I would like any journalists or ratepayers or anybody who lives in the city to listen very carefully to what I'm about to unpack. I sit on the Finance Committee, and I represent not only the interests of all of you, but for those that have an interest in investing and building a life in this wonderful city that I live in. And I'm taking time to put together a picture. At the end of May, our total debt, the money that was owed to us, was 15 billion rand. At the end of August, it sits at 17 billion rand. Our collectible debt at the end of May was 10 billion. It's now 14 billion collectible. The vast majority of this debt is for electricity, water, and rates and other services which ordinary hard-pressed ratepayers would get cut off for if they don't pay. And the vast majority of this debt is owed by national and provincial government and state-owned entities. They've had a free ride. And despite the Democratic Alliance's best efforts, and I might just add, not a single other party, not one other party that's had a lot to say here, supports the Democratic Alliance. The water loss has risen from May 52% to August 54.4%, 1.8 billion. Electricity loss from May 11% to August 12.2 to August 12.26, 1 billion. These losses are attributed to damage, sabotage, and theft. And despite the DA's insistent that officials responsible answer and appear before the Finance Committee, and I'll say again, not one other of the other minority parties asked for this, the ANC, and in silence, the other parties protect the officials coming to present to us. Meter reading remains unread on a regular basis, causing the confusion it does. On the flip side, our residents suffer from ongoing water outages and electricity outages due to staff shortages, overspent budgets, shortage of vehicles and spare parts, you name it. There is evidence that the ANC's internal factions and political interference at an operational level are directly negatively impacting the attraction to invest, operate, own homes and afford the high costs that this ANC-run municipality offer. This is on the back on the recent political unrest and looting, which impacted on future investment and revenue, as the 700 odd businesses have either been burnt to the ground and unable to manufacture. To note that the ANC failed to protect us during this looting and rioting and still owe us all a collective apology. This reduction has a direct impact on our revenue collection. Imagine the following: 14 billion collectible debt, 1.7 billion water losses, 1 billion electricity losses, almost 17 billion. We also have as a city loans of 8.5 billion. Instead of collecting debt and streaming them into and stemming the losses to fix street lights, improve response to leaks and water outages, improve service delivery to the poor, what do? We reward officials responsible for this with huge bonuses. The bonuses alone totaled 186 million. And then, as you're about to hear, we rammed through a 15.3 million sponsorship to a football club owned by a billionaire. Democratic Alliance would have no hesitation at all in cutting the services of the national and provincial government and state-owned entities and spend this money on service delivery and build houses, real houses for the people that the ANC only just talk about. That's all that they do, is talk about building and providing this. And when do they do it? At an election time. Just to finally give an example of how there is no political will, I went through Mayor Kwanda's, and I'm sorry that he's not here. his budget speech in May. Nowhere, not once in his budget statement did he talk about sorting out the water and electricity losses or collecting the debt. Instead, he makes always his usual revolutionary greetings and, the other remarks, which does nothing for our foreign investment. In conclusion, if this city is allowed to continue after the 1st of November elections with its reckless approach in managing the city's finances the way that it does, we will all be faced with a financial crisis which will directly impact on affordability and service delivery. I have no doubts that the ANC are going to respond, but I ask you all, the citizens and the press, listen very carefully to how they will twist and try and manipulate the facts. They are incapable of collecting the 17 billion debt and providing service delivery to the hard-pressed customers and the poor. We deserve better. Thank you.
Your time is up. Thank you. Councillor Huzak.
Madam Speaker, I'm really amazed at Mr. McPherson. He has been part of this council for the past 5 years. Why does he wait till the last council meeting to electioneer and state all the things that he's doing? To begin with, the water issue is being addressed, the electricity issue is being addressed, so is the waste collection issue being addressed. Now, for me, when he talks about national provincial government, surely as a member of the Finance Committee, he should have been raising this from day one, not waiting until the last minute to raise these issues. And yes, we have, and the CFO is addressing those issues. He has adequately sent information to the respective departments requesting payment. Now, when you say the mayor has done nothing, I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. Mr. McPherson, you are shameless in what you are doing. By trying to electioneer to get people to vote for you because you say there's a 17 billion rand debt. What were you doing as a member of the DA to actually correct us if we were wrong, and which we were not wrong? We have addressed issues. We have put in housing, we have done electricity, we have done water. So please don't electioneer here.
Councillor Collins, is that a point of order? Your hand is up, Councillor Collins.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I'd like to correct Councillor Horzek.
No. I want a point of order from you.
Point of order, Speaker.
What's the point? What's the point of order?
Point of order, Speaker.
Oh, Councillor Sabelo.
Councillor Collins.
Just give me half a second. I'll tell you what the point is.
No. Councillor Collins, you said you want to correct. That's not a point of order. There's another point of order now. Councillor Sabelo.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. My point of order is that Councillor Tex Collins is aware that the Democratic Alliance has exhausted their speaking.
Councillor Sabelo, that's not another point of order because Councillor Collins was out of order. Okay, let's continue.
Please, Madam Speaker, on a point of order, Madam Speaker.
Who's that?
It's Councillor Collins.
No, you can't, Councillor Collins.
Yes, I can, Madam Speaker, because you have not heard my point of order.
No. You said when you started you want to correct, and that's not a point of order. So you can't come back and say now you want to have a point of order.
I can,
no,
and I have.
I'm not allowing you to do that. Can we?
Madam Speaker?
Yes, Councillor.
Madam Speaker?
Yeah, Bobak.
I think you've got to listen and hear what Councillor Collins wants to say, because if there has been a misrepresentation, that would be out of order. It is to be corrected. So it would be within his right to raise that as a correction. So give him a chance to state what he wants to say, then rule on it.
But Councillor Mteto, I don't think it's correct for him to say, when he stands up to say, I have a point of order, to say, I want to correct. That's why I'm saying that's not a point of order. He should have said, my point of order is, this information is not correct. But
It's semantics now. You know exactly what I meant. You can't make an excuse like that. You know exactly what I meant.
What's the point of order? What's the point of order?
Okay, the point of order is that Councillor Joseph is misleading the party. Is misleading the council. We have we have raised the issue of finances in this council time and time again over the last 10 years.
We can't hear you, Madam Speaker.
Absolutely nothing about it. So don't come and try the suit now. And the mayor give us some special speech about it. Councillor Joseph is way out of line because he doesn't have a clue.
Okay, let's continue with our meeting. Councillor Ben, do you have a point of order on Councillor Collins?
Madam Speaker, I have a point of order on the content by Councillor Huzek.
No, you can't. You can't have a point of order after she has already spoken and finished.
Madam
allowed?
Speaker, my hand has been up. My hand has been up for about 4 minutes.
No, it's not. It's not true. It's not true. We've seen the hands that are up. We've seen Councillor Collins' hand. Yours has just come even after Councillor Sabelo. No.
Madam Speaker, my hand has been up.
I'm not allowing you. I'm not allowing you. I'm not going to allow you, Councillor Ben. I'm not going to allow you.
Speaker, on what grounds are you refusing to acknowledge my point of order? On what grounds?
I'm refusing the point of order because it's not a point of order after everybody has spoken. Councillor Sabelo wanted to have a point of order. Your hand was not up. Let's move.
Order. Okay, Madam Speaker.
You might not have seen it.
Order. Councillors, let's continue with our meeting now.
Madam Speaker, you have not given a reason for refusing my...
I'm refusing because your hand was not up when Councillor Huzek was speaking. That's why. That's my crime.
Order, Speaker.
No, I'm not allowing anybody to speak anymore now. Let's continue.
People must respect Speaker, please.
Item number 8. Report on the eThekwini Municipalities Public Tender Awards in the month of July 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation noted?
Noted.
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 Budget statement number 7. Number 7.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. We missed item number 7, budget statement report, or the decision, okay? It's the decision that has been outstanding. Thank you.
Oh, is there the recommendation noted?
Noted.
Noted.
All right.
Noted.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 9.
We've done number 8.
We've done number 8. It's number 9.
Noted.
Report on eThekwini Municipalities Public Tender Awards in the month of August 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation noted?
Noted.
Noted.
Number 10. Report on investments for the month of August 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation noted?
Noted.
Noted.
Item number 11, administration, adjudication of the Road Traffic Offences Act number 46 of 1998, service level agreement between the eThekwini Municipality and South African Post Services. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Item number 12, final integrated development plan process plan. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Item number
Recommendation is carried.
13, Promotion of Access to Information Act for the financial year 2021-2022, amended fees for accessing municipal records. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 14, implementation of water reuse monitoring program within the Chegwini municipality. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 15, it's the amendment to contract CF77/16, manufacture, supply, delivery, and maintenance of commuter buses to eThekwini municipality for a period of 36 months in terms of section 1163A and B of the Municipal Finance Management Act number 56 of 2003. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation noted?
Noted.
Agreed.
Item number 16, destination promotion partnership and sponsorship with the Royal AMFC. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
DA?
No.
Is that, are you abstaining or are you against?
We're against.
The DA is against.
I thought
Who else is against?
Mosa is against, Madam Speaker.
Mosa is against.
ACDP is against, Madam Speaker.
TA is against, Madam Speaker.
TA Mosa is against. ACDP Mosa is against.
TA is against, Madam Speaker.
TA against.
APC supports.
APC supports.
Big Four supports.
The Big Four supports.
The
MF
ANC
supports.
The MF supports.
Yes.
The ANC supports. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 17, special adjustment for 2021-2022 financial year. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
We're abstaining, please, Speaker.
The DA is abstaining. ANC is for. Independent, the Big Four?
Is for.
Big Four is for.
APC 4.
APC 4.
Mosa is for.
Mosa is for.
ACDP is for.
TA is for.
TA, SCDP, they are for. MF.
MF is for.
MF is for. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 18, special amendments on 2021-2022 financial year, service delivery and budget implementation plan, and subsequently to the integrated development plan. Committee recommends.
The recommendation agreed.
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 19, Elangeni and Maharani North Beach Hotels, granting of rights of use, control or manage the municipal capital assets in terms of Chapter 4 of the Municipal Asset Transfer Regulations. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Speaker, my name's on this item.
Pardon?
It's Councillor Graham. My name's down to speak on this item.
I don't have any name here. Do you have a name? The name is here. Okay. Okay. I think all right, thank you. You can go ahead, Councillor Nicole.
Thank you, Speaker. Our concern as the Democratic Alliance is that we are currently faced with a very unstable tourism market and unstable conditions that result to the conditions in which tourism can thrive. And the history of the beachfront is that many of these properties were always initially owned by the municipality and over the years have transferred to private owners. But the Elangeni and the Maharani is still owned by the city. The item stipulated that the offer that was made by Tohosan was not acceptable to the municipality, but real estate did not want to disclose what the offer was and why it was not acceptable to the municipality. And I think that puts us in a difficult position as a council, because first of all, I think we need to win the trust of our tourism stakeholders, and we should be giving preferential treatment to Tohosan, considering the role that they have played on the beachfront and the role that the Elangeni and the Maharani play in our tourism sector and have played over the past 2 years. I also think that we open ourselves up to tremendous risk if we take this to a competitive bidding process, because these are properties that are critical to ensuring a high quality tourism offering. And over the years, we really have seen that the beachfront area in which these hotels are located has been under increasing threat. I also think there's some inconsistency here. Last year, we decided to use the land behind the Elangeni and some land near the Elangeni for social housing, despite the assessment that it was worth significant value and had importance to our tourism market. But today we're told, or as an ExCo, we're told that it's critical that this land is, fetches a very, very high value when the land behind it has been released for social housing. So we would prefer, as the Democratic Alliance, that the existing leaseholders, Tohosan, are given preferential treatment. I think it's fair that that's done so, and I think it's in the best interests of our tourism market that the current operators of those hotels are given preferential treatment. I don't think there's sufficient justification that has been provided by the real estate unit as to why this should go out on public tender when many other people are given preferential treatment when they have been operating the buildings for an extended period of time. So we don't agree with this, and we do think that this is a slippery slope and that all the facts at this point are not on the table. So the DA will be voting against this item.
Thank you, Councillor Kaunda.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. Pity that the Democratic Alliance, they choose and pick issues in terms of tourism. The previous item of partnering with the Royal AM exactly was leveraging in terms of the tourism, because the issue of domestic tourism, when we look at the statistics, KZN and Durban was leading. And we've noticed in that, I think 3 years back, when Mpumalanga was now overtaking us in terms of domestic tourism. So therefore, in terms of the tourism sector, we're trying to harness that kind of strategy so that we can able to advertise and leverage from these soccer teams so that we can able to get tourists along the beach. But in terms of this particular item, it is the best interest of the city to ensure that we get the best possible amount in terms of the coffers of the city. Hence, we're testing the markets because these areas are prime sites. So therefore, we cannot have prime site in our city, but not in terms of the income, not getting what is expected from those particular prime sites. So therefore, we're saying, let's test the market, let's go outside there and see what is there in the market. We will consider the issue of Supersan because they will bid as well in terms of the market. We'll see what they offer. So I'm not prepared to deliberate on the offer or solicit that was done with the real estate, but we're saying if they are really interested to trade or to participate in the program, definitely they will participate in terms of showing their interest. We want to see them competing with others so that we will serve the best interest of the city. So in the debate, we were saying we don't have coffers in our city, we don't have money, and we're now trying to ensure that the city get possible fair share in terms of the properties that the city has. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Madam Speaker, there's Councillor Sabelo also on your speakers note. There's still time of the ANC.
Just check. Okay, we're checking somebody who gave me this copy. Okay, thank you, Councillor Sabelo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. In line with what Councillor Kaunda has been saying, the ANC is very clear on this matter. This matter needs for the market to be tested so that we can get the best return on investment by the city of Durban. Madam Speaker, it's important that we ought to give information to the citizens of eThekwini municipality. First and foremost, we wonder why the Democratic Alliance wants to insist that we do not take this matter out on tender and want us to work home.
Hi, what's happening now?
One keeps muting, Honorable Speaker. We want to really ask questions why the Democratic Alliance insists that this matter must not go out on tender. It is a lot desired. The Democratic Alliance is simply saying that we must just give this thing to one service provider without going to a tender process. That's what the Democratic Alliance is saying. So we must ask ourselves a question, why the Democratic Alliance is saying that. Secondly, the citizens of this municipality need to be made aware that for more than 60 years, the Toho San has been leasing this building from the city of Durban. And they need to ask we need to ask the question, how much they've been paid. For more than 60 years, Madam Speaker, they've not paid more than R1 million. For more than 60 years. They are literally on a green contract, which was arranged during the apartheid years. And they've paid less than R1 million. If you go to one restaurant on the beachfront, the restaurant, like, for instance, there's a restaurant there called the ones that were built during the 2010 World Cup. Those restaurants in 1 year, they paid R1 million rent in 1 year. But in 60 years, Toho San has not paid more than R1 million to the city, if you calculate the rental that they have been paying to the city. It has been a very exploitative contract to the city, and it was an apartheid arrangement for a certain elite group. And that is what the Democratic Alliance is asking us to continue with. That is what the Democratic Alliance is asking us to continue with. They are basically saying that we must continue with the apartheid planning of giving economic opportunities to only white-owned companies. Now, that is what we are calling an end to. We are simply saying, Madam Speaker, take this matter out on tender, have other competing people in the sector coming to also give us an offer. Take the best out of that offer. That property, Madam Speaker, is located in one of our best sites in the city. And we should get the best return on investment on that side. We should one party to just make an offer and we accept that offer. What we need to do is to test the market. We allow the market and allow other stakeholders. There will be probably even international companies who will be looking for that site. And let's see who's going to invest the best, and we take that person. And not just listen to the Democratic Alliance for God knows what for. Why they are insisting that we must only listen to Toho San. We wonder what they have now that makes them want to say we must listen to Toho San alone. So we're not going to do that, Madam Speaker. We are going to take this out on market for a fair, competitive bidding, and we are going to listen to other stakeholders. If Togo-san wins it on a fair, competitive process, then so be it. We will then support that they've won it fairly, but not through a backdoor arrangement of apartheid planning and economic opportunities. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Amanda, apart with protection
Is
of
the
the
recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
No.
Agreed.
DA, are you against?
We are.
The DA is against. ANC is for, the big four.
Big Four is for.
Is for.
ACDP. ACDP.
Madam Speaker, ACDP is against.
ACDP is against. MF.
For, Madam Speaker.
For. TA.
TA is for.
TA is for. MOSA.
For.
For. APC.
For.
For. The recommendation is carried.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Item number 20 is the proposed alienation of proposed portion A of F975, Greenberry, by private treaty to the adjoining property owner. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed. Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 21, request for approval for current operator of Durban Transport Services to set up fare collection stations at key public transport ranks in the city. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Item number 20, administration and adjudication of the Road Traffic Offences Act number 46 of 1998.
22. Item 22.
Yes.
You said 20.
Did I say 20? Item 22, sorry. Administration and adjudication of the Road Traffic Offences Act number 46 of 1998. Service level agreement between the eThekwini Municipality and Road Traffic Infringement Agency pertaining to the collection of fees. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 23, proposed alienation of proposed portion of F78 Cato Manor in freehold by direct negotiations for worship purposes. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Recommendation is carried.
Item number 24, Public Employment Program. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
The recommendation is carried.
Item number 25, eThekwini Municipal Council close of report from 2016 to 2021. Committee recommends.
Is the recommendation noted?
Noted.
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 Noted. Yeah. Now we go back to our agenda. We now do the MPEC report. Oh, sorry, before, let me see. Where's the agenda, yeah. MPEC report, it's the supplementary agenda. Our MPEC report is on the supplementary agenda. Can I give an opportunity to the chair?
Hello.
Yes, Chair.
Ngiyabonga, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, before I continue, let me correct some error. Page 2, lapana go table of contents. Sabang tuyabona lapho, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Yes. Number 4, summary of committee activities for period July. Actually,
Aibo, please mute. Somebody is abusing this. Please mute. Continue,
Madam Speaker,
Chair.
thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Lapanago, number 4, summary of committee activities for period for 2021 to September, for July 2021 to September 2021. Error bebenze u-2020, Madam Speaker. I like to correct that.
Thank you. Okay, it's noted.
And then number 5, Madam Speaker, Municipal Public Accounts Committee comments and finding for the first quarter of 2021 to 2022. Bebenzi mistake nalapho, Madam Speaker, ngithi correct before I continue with my report.
All right.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's my pleasure to present to you the quarterly report of the Municipal Public Accounts Committee, which recorded the activities of the committee from 1 July to 30 September 2021. We are pleased to see the progress made in terms of one of our biggest concerns in the past years, consequence management. With the re-establishment of the disciplinary board for the financial misconduct and the monthly monitoring of consequence management, we have seen a marked improvement in cases being expedited as well as matters being concluded. Another grave concern has been the incurring of unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure, and we express our gratitude to National Treasury, COGTA and Internal Control for their concerted effort to address this matter that we have raised repeatedly. We are happy, Madam Speaker, with the new process adopted by the Council to deal with this matter and hope that we will see a further reduction in new IFW in the coming year. Madam Speaker, as our term of office drawn to a close next quarter, we trust that oversight role that we have played over the past term has made impact on the operation of the city. I would like to express my thanks to the members who have served with me on the committee. In addition, our thanks are also extended to the leadership, management, and staff for assisting us to conduct our oversight role. Madam Speaker, we wish the incoming MPEC members all the best and trust that the administration and operations of the city will continue to improve in order for service delivery to be rendered effectively to our citizens. Madam Speaker, Kafishane, we have two reports just need to be noted from page 4 and UIFW oversight report for Q1 ended 30 September 2021. Madam Speaker, we just need to be noted those reports. I thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Here are two reports from MPEC. Are the reports noted?
Noted.
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 Noted. Thank you. We now ask the chairperson of the Ethics Committee.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Oh, the item is in committee. It's not.
No. No, it's not, Madam.
It's not. All right, continue, Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. This is the final report of the Ethics Committee. This report flows from the Auditor's General's findings, 2019-2020 audit findings pertaining to councillors regarding awards to business partners and associates of persons in service of the municipality in terms of Schedule 1, Section 5A of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000. The hearings, Madam Speaker, this committee is part of considering and making recommendations on the Speaker's report pertaining to the above Auditors General's 2019.
There seems to be a hand. Angazi kanjani, because you are still giving the report. Councillor Ben. Oh, okay. No, before Councillor. No. Declaration of interest to Councillor Ben had declared an interest, and the other councillors who also have to recuse themselves. Councillor Ben, you are recused.
Thank you.
There are other councillors who
Madam Speaker, on that subject, can I ask it to be recorded in the minutes that I was the only one who actually declared the interest when it was requested at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay.
There are two parts to the declaration of interest. One is the declaration, one is leaving the meeting. I'm now going to leave the meeting and hang up. I hope someone will tell me when this issue is dealt with so I know when to rejoin. Will somebody tell me when to rejoin?
Okay, we'll call you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the other councillors, please. Councillors. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I was saying is that councillors implicated in that report had to be offered an opportunity to present their case.
I'll make a Chair. Councillor Graham.
Speaker, I don't wish to belabor the point at this hour, but councillors who are in this report need to recuse themselves.
I have said that, Councillor Graham.
Yes, but recusing yourself is not leaving a meeting. Recusing yourself is a recusal. So it's a formal process.
What do you want them to say?
I want them to recuse themselves from the meeting.
But what's the difference if they leave?
The difference is that you note that you're recusing yourself from the meeting because you have a specific conflict of interest with the
Can you do that, councillors, if you haven't left already?
I'm not sure what's the point here, because I see councillors have recused themselves, Madam Speaker.
They've left the meeting.
Yes.
Chief Whip, can you check?
Yes, Madam Speaker, they have recused themselves. They will join after we're done with this matter.
Thank you. All right, continue, Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson. The Speaker's report has referred to the Ethics Committee.
Councillor Mtet.
No, let's throw it to Madam Speaker. But I want it to be recorded that we can't have a situation where people are said to have recused themselves. Who are they? For what reason? Because it needed to be recorded as Warren Ben has done. It needed to be on your records, on the council records, that Councillor Sorenzo recused himself or herself.
Councillor
Mtet. You can't just disappear. That's not recusal.
Councillor Mtet. the councillors who are involved in this item know themselves that the item is here. And it's unfortunate that they didn't recuse themselves when we started. Now that are out of the meeting, I don't know why we have to call them back to come and say we are recusing ourselves. We've asked them to recuse them. Those who are involved in this matter must recuse themselves. And we have the names here. And the chief whip, if they belong to the ANC, have said they have recused themselves. Can we continue?
Thanks, Madam Speaker. As I was saying, that the Speaker's report as referred to the Ethics Committee pertains to the councillors written in black and white. On our deliberations, in that view, Madam Speaker, in view of the council term of office coming to an end, at that time it was supposed to have been 30th September, but then with the extension by IEC, it's now elections are in November, and given the impracticality of the Ethics Committee to conduct further investigations and finalize its inquiry relating to councillors that are mentioned. But before I expand on that, it is important that I indicate that the Ethics Committee noted that in terms of the matter involving Councillor T. Sabelo, he was appointed as a council member on 5 September 2019, had declared all his interests as required and had resigned from the entity in question, of which was in accordance with the Municipal Systems Act. Hence, the transaction pertaining to that entity that the Councillor Sabelo was alleged to have had an interest in took place prior to him becoming a council member and therefore had not contravened any requirements of Section 14(1)(b) of Schedule 1 of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act number 32 of 2000. It has to be further noted that on the matter involving Councillor M.S. Zwane, he had complied with the provisions of item 14(1)(b) of Schedule 1 of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act number 32 of 2000 by the completion of a second declaration of interest form on 2 December 2018, wherein he had declared his spouse's entity to be trading with the municipality. Being that the case, Chairperson, others were found to have contravened. In that view of the council term of office coming to an end, as I indicated earlier on, we felt that as an ethics committee, the content in the Auditor General's findings for the 2019 financial year, council notes the closure of its cases, the functioning of the ethics committee for the current term of office. That council notes the Speaker's report with findings from investigation concluded by the City Integrity and the Investigations Unit dated 2021 September 10, relative to councillors as mentioned. Therefore, before this council, Madam Speaker, accordingly, this committee recommends that the council notes the Ethics Committee report relative to the 2019-2020 Auditor General's findings pertaining to councillors regarding awards to business partners and associates of persons in service of the municipality in terms of Schedule 1, Section 5A of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000 pertaining to those councillors, Madam Speaker. As mentioned above, it is not practical to conduct further hearings to enable finalization of this matter Furthermore, the committee noted that in having to continue with the set hearings, and there was a possibility of those councillors implicated not returning to council after the forthcoming elections. We propose the closure of this in a nutshell, Madam Speaker. Thank you very, very much.
Is the report noted?
Noted.
Noted.
All right. Now we move to the next item, which is notices of motion.
Madam Speaker.
Chief Whip.
Thank you very much. Can Councillor Ben called in because the item is gone now, and also Councillor. Thank you.
I'll send him a message. Thank you.
Okay, Chief Whip, can you call the other councillors in? Can we give them time to connect?
This was the sun.